as 2025 is coming to a close and we are stepping into 2026, I am really excited to be sharing some fun updates about the changes we're going to be making on this YouTube channel, but also as marketing in a whole. If you've been following along for the last few years, we have been creating consistent content on YouTube every single week, which has been quite an amazing process. It has been challenging, it has been rewarding, it has been fun, and everything in between. On top of that, YouTube isn't actually the main thing that we do inside of the company, but rather one of the fun outlets and marketing platforms that we choose to use. Fortunately, over the last few years, we've been able to grow the team and focus specifically on streamlining our operations, making sure that our client delivery process is seamless, really smooth, well orchestrated, which I'm so glad to share. We're getting to a point where I can finally start to step back from the client delivery and from the operations side of the company and bring more of my attention and energy back into the creative marketing process. So let's talk about the changes that you can expect to see here and why we're making them. The first shift is going to be in our schedule and cadence. I'm going to be moving away from producing weekly videos here on YouTube because my goal is to focus less on the quantity of videos and getting out of the noise of constantly producing more and shifting back to some of our roots when it comes to quality content, meaning less frequent but more in-depth topics that I know I love and you as the viewers likely need. This looks like shifting into either a semi-monthly or monthly cadence with the content that we're going to be producing. And the whole goal is around creating higher quality, more cinematic, and more intentional, purpose-driven content. Not in the cheesy way that you might think of with purpose, but rather that the content has a lot more research and intention behind what we're producing, opposed to pushing out content just to get it out more frequently. A big part of the shift in the cadence is also due to the fact that I get to step back into more of the marketing components inside of the business, which means I get to show up more inside of the editing, the actual production, and the creativity that I really haven't gotten to center over the last few years because we've been so busy in the client delivery side. The shift that we're making in production and in frequency is not just for the personal components of what's going to feel good and fun for me, but it's also based in the data of what we've been seeing and, more importantly, getting to the creative core of what we're here to do, not just myself as an individual, as a business owner, but our company as a whole and the shifts that we want to see and that we want to make inside of the industries. This means less surface level and guesswork around the content that we create and a lot more intentionality and focused data-driven decisions in how we're approaching every single piece of content that you see here on our channel. In addition to the changes that we're going to be making here on YouTube, the other big shift that you're going to see, which I haven't actually done a whole lot of content on in years, is the reemergence of Instagram, especially with all of the changes and announcements that they've made in 2025 with their partnership with Google, which we talk about in depth in this video over here, and the way that they're leveraging SEO inside of the platform. This has been a big change, especially in the way that I personally look at Instagram and how we're going to be leveraging it as a core component of our marketing strategy, because it's no longer one of those platforms where you post and hope that your content is going to get seen and go viral, but rather you actually have more control over the metrics, over the data, and how you can optimize your content in order for it to actually rank and get found by the people you want to be found by. So as we go into 2026, I'm looking forward to transitioning more of our long form content into shorter clips dedicated to Instagram specifically so that we can reach the folks that are on that platform, and also making content that we create here a little bit more digestible and bite-sized. Of course, this is an experiment because the component of SEO on Instagram is newer. It's something we're going to be trialing with and seeing how it performs, how it does, mostly so that we can collect the data and at the end of this next year, 2026, being able to give you insights on how all of it performed. I am really excited for the changes that we're going to be making, and I'm looking forward to being able to create more content, demonstrating and creating more tutorials, and also behind the scenes trial and error videos of what I'll be learning as we go into the creative production process, especially with video editing and how we're going to be creating that content on YouTube and on Instagram. If you're excited about this process, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, as well as making sure that you hit subscribe to this channel so that you can get all the up-to-date pieces of content that we're going to be creating over the next year. Thank you so much for tuning in and for following me along on this journey. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.